Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. This is episode 419. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning into the show, supporting the show. Much appreciated. Please support the broadcast. Click the link below in the description box if you would like to support, if you would like to donate, if you would like to be a part of my coaching platform, if you would like to, have that one-on-one coaching as well as that 24/7 virtual wellness platform that I've created for you with efforts of enhancing, growing, and evolving yourself. This is what this platform stands for. This is what it's been about. We are on episode 419, and I've not taken a break yet. This has been 419 straight days of broadcasting nightly to really help you overcome those barriers, overcome those difficult spots, overcome anything that's holding you back in the realm of mental health, physical health, life purpose, and dating and relationships, etc. So tonight is no different. And I want to first say, if you are new to the broadcast, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you are notified when the show goes live. I've been going live every night. I will continue to do so. So, keeping the topics fresh, making sure that I'm hitting those points that provoke change. Because, after all, we've all been through a lot of different things. We've all gone through situations, circumstances, family environments, traumas, relationship history, all of these different kinds of things. And it is important for us to be focused on growth and reaching our peak levels, by any means necessary. So, with that being said, tonight is no different. We're talking, should women propose to men? That's the topic for tonight. I definitely was able to have a really good Clubhouse conversation about this as well, and wanted to just kind of provoke more conversation around it. I do want to preface by saying, shout out to you, Dawn. What's going on? Good to see you. I do want to preface this by saying that in no way am I putting a judgment onto dynamics or this dynamic if it indeed works for some couples or some individuals, or if they have this particular mindset and it works for them. I'm not declaring that they should stop doing what they're doing if it's something that's working for their dynamic, their relationship, their connection. This is merely an assessment, merely an analysis, and more so just, my visceral response to seeing, footage and just seeing it happen. And just sort of where, just my stance on it, period. So it's not a should women do so and me responding by what I feel that women as a whole should do. It's more so just an analysis, also a conversation piece as well. So definitely, hop in the comments if you do have something you would like to bring to light. But I'll give you my take. And we're going to watch a little clip. Shout out to the Grapevine. We're going to watch a little clip here of just some conversation points, just to kind of provoke the discussion, to push the discussion, to push, the thinking points, the points to consider. Because again, it's not about being right or being wrong, or us or myself casting a net over society on what should happen. It's more so like, let's discuss it, let's talk about it, and we have the right to discuss and stand on our preferences as human beings. So that's really more so what I want to get into tonight. So shout out to Woman Black. What's going on? Shout out to Erica. What's up? What's up? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, man, okay. First off, first watch, right? Well, I've seen clips. I've seen footage, stuff like that. Every time I see it, there's a visceral response. It's really painful. And I spoke on this a little bit in Clubhouse, but if me watching women carrying big bags, heavy bags, number one, that motivates me to want to help. And it's very difficult for me to not go offer to help. Let me help you, or you need some help, or that sort of thing. Holding doors, all of that. It's very difficult for me to not intervene in those circumstances, just as a man, right? So to watch a woman struggle with something and not do anything, that's high on the meter, right? Now, watching a woman propose and sort of a guy participate in that process, that's almost the same, if not double, the internal reaction. It's very difficult for me to watch that process. It's very uncomfortable for me to watch that process. And for me, I think that number one, my question would be, what is the motivation for a woman in that situation to move forward with that action? And then what is the motivation for a man to participate in that? Now I asked the Clubhouse crew, shout out to y'all. I asked the Clubhouse crew, like, what do you think the motivations are? And one of the answers was some of the people felt that it was timing. If a guy takes too long, to propose, some women may feel that they want to jump in there and make something happen, jump in there and try to, stand or make a statement, push the car along, I guess, or intervene. And on the other side, some women were saying that, some instances, maybe if the guy proposed first, she wasn't ready. And then the woman came along later and proposed to kind of bring things into balance and to show him that, they were ready or whatever, something like that. And, for me, I guess I looked at it as, part of the reason some women wanting to be equal to men, taking on male roles, taking their interpretation of what female empowerment looks like, things like that. And I think the scales may be a little bit off course at this point. I think that, should females be empowered? Yes, they should not they should not have power. But I think, what does that power mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, as far as being equal, yes, equal in the value, yes. Men are not inherently better than women, and women are not better than men as far as worth, right? But when it comes down to the actual function, the actual, masculine, feminine energy, the actual biological differences, there is a reason that God created us different. Biologically, when we're talking about hormonal structure, proportions of hormones, certain, the way muscle fibers are developed, the center of gravity development, the combination of reproductive organs. And we're talking about when the male, you take a male between, ages of 0 and 3, female, same thing. When you watch their lifespan development, when you watch their growth, there are distinct differences. You will see female babies have what's called a gaze. They will look you right in your damn eyes, and they are establishing their first pre-verbal communication. Their communication centers develop faster than ours. And as far as males, we develop faster in other areas. We're more exploratory. We're more focused. We're more, when it comes down to uh, spatial recognition, structures, areas, trying things, right? Running up against the wall. Okay, I can't do that. Let me lift this. Okay, this is this much weight. Can I climb the tree? I've conquered this. Like the explorer, the visionary, right? And so this is the divine creation of us to be equal inherently, but different so that we can connect and provide in the areas that the other lacks, right? How many times you heard a woman say, damn, I'm looking for a partner so that I don't have to do all of this masculine stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to do all of these things. I can let something go. And I think that's the beauty of a relationship, is the ability to come together and release safely, release parts of yourself, obligations, tasks, right? And into the hands of someone else, and trust that they will reciprocate based on the energy that they provide, the energy that they have cultivated over this time, the energy that they are most familiar with, most connected with, and that is bubbling beneath the surface just to let out when that right person comes along, right? The floodgates should open up. That's my viewpoint of what the union between male and female is designed for, what it's there for, what it looks like at its peak, right? Now, in the dynamic of a woman proposing to a man, my question would be, when does the role reversal end? Because I said this in Clubhouse, the marriage proposal is such a trademark, hallmark, sort of societal, cultural landmark, even, to signify taking that next step, and to signify the love journey, the creation of a union, a connection, and that male taking that leadership role, having that vision, saying that I am ready to bring you into my world. I see down the line, I'm bringing you into a safe space to exist and to let some of those bags drop to the floor. Everything you've been carrying as a single woman, I am here to let you drop those things down and just become your feminine self in this world that I will create for you to exist in. I have paved the roads. I have chopped down the trees. I have created a path for you to walk through. So I bend my knee and I ask you, will you take this ride with me? Now, if we take such a historical gesture and flip that, what is the woman asking the man? What are the underlying questions that come with that asking? Are you going to create a world for him? And what does it say about the male who accepts this process. See, I often speak on energetic equals, and I always say you're gonna find your match. And the woman who, because I see a lot of women in here saying, hell no, they wouldn't propose. I see somebody trying to circulate a offering plate. Please do hit the Cash App. Anybody who would like to offer, donate, provide, put something in the plate. It is on the ticker beneath. So feel free if you feel the spirit. It's always available. But I always speak on energetic equals, right? So you're going to find your match. I always say, people say, okay, I keep clicking with these toxic people. You're finding your match. You're like, I want to find my soulmate. I want to find my equal, my match. You've been finding your match. Because if any relationship you stick in, there's resonance, there's an attraction, there's resonance on certain elements, right? So even though you may not express your pain, brokenness, etc., trauma like them, it's still there and it's still in existence and it's still pulling itself. It's pulling its reflection to you. So the type of woman, because I see a lot of y'all saying y'all wouldn't do it, the type of woman who would propose to a man would attract the type of man who would acquiesce to that process and who would be a part of that process and who would accept it. If I'm dating a woman and she get down on one knee, I'm gonna think she, what, you tripping? Did you pop a heel? Are you out of breath? Let me help you up. Are you good? I would mess the proposal up. Let a woman try to propose to me. I would ruin the moment. There'd be all these family members, cameras. I'm not even thinking that's what's going on. I'm grabbing you about, hey. I know you've been walking in them hills all day. Let me help you about. Damn, you done slip. I ain't gonna make fun of you yet. You all right? Damn. You went all the way to the knee. You Kaepernick. Lady Kaepernick. It would take me 30 minutes to figure out what you was actually really doing. And if you get down on two knees, you're doing something else. But anyway, we in church. Sorry, excuse me. We in church. So anyway, blessings. Horrible for me. But again, if it's right for you, it's right for you. And it will connect itself. So for all of us thinking that, okay, this is weird, I want y'all to notice something. In those videos, in that footage that you see, clips, there's family in the background. There's at least 30 people. So it's not just a few outliers. There's the woman dropping down. There's the guy doing this, smirking and grinning and all that. I hope he ain't shed no tear. That would just be phenomenally off the hook. But so with that being the case, then yeah, I'm sorry. If that being the case, we got to know that he's with it, she's with it, and there's likely two families in existence who are with it, who are connected to this process, who enjoy this process for what it is, and who have no problems with it, supporting it, clapping. The big time graduation volume, like when your family come to that graduation. So this ain't nothing. It's deep. It's deep, but blessings though. I apologize. No, I don't. So blessings. Look, I say that to say, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But my personal take is that, wow, it's not for me, and it's not for you all as well. So let me know in the chat, why you feel that it's not a good look for women. And I'm gonna play a little bit of this conversation here and see if you vibe with any of the talking points here.
But I have seen a recent trend.
Let me know if you guys can't hear it.
Proposing to men. Getting down on one knee.
Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear it too.
Getting down on one knee and proposing to the men in their lives. So, I will reserve my opinion. I will reserve my opinion until I hear what you all have to say about this. I'm sure you guys have seen it on Facebook.
What do you also talk about women marrying themselves? So I saw a story about a woman who, I think she just turned like 40 and she wasn't married yet. So she literally threw an entire wedding for herself. Like, yeah, full-blown wedding.
Cake.
Full-blown.
Right. And I just, like, personally, I'm not, I mean, to each his own, like, do whatever you want. I don't understand it at all because, like, moving forward, you're still single. You're
You're not getting married.
What are you doing on the honeymoon? Yeah, like, you're doing honeymoon.
Yeah. So, Donovan, what do you think about women proposing to men? I know we had a difference of opinion.
Yes. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that.
All right, he's bugging. Just let that sizzle. Go ahead. My bad.
I think that when we talk about gender roles and when we talk about traditions, they are not the same for everybody. So I don't feel like any one person has the authority in which to project their feelings onto other people in terms of the way that they decide to live their lives, especially when it comes to their intimate relationships. So if a woman is with a man and she feels confident enough that she can propose to this man, having gotten to know him, we assume, because that's all we know, right?
Assumptions.
You don't know the intricacies of their relationship, so it's not for us to step around and march in there and tell her that she shouldn't be doing that. I think
Get
it's
off your
disrespectful.
ashy knees. I'm sorry.
So I think that any woman who's confident enough to do that deserves to be applauded, rather than anything else.
Okay, because my whole thing is
All right, let me jump in right here. So there is a, okay, he says, you know, but being bold enough to do that. So jumping in there, right? Now, my thing is this. If it's about a timing thing to where, you know, there's a person hasn't proposed in a certain amount of time, so the woman feels like she's going to jumpstart the process, right? My point to that would be, let's say, for example, hypothetically, me. Either I'm ready to marry somebody or I'm not. Now, the timing would only be based on certain circumstantial factors, but that would be communicated ahead of time. The intent would be communicated ahead of time. The potential barriers would be communicated ahead of time. The only thing you wouldn't know was the day, but you would know that that's on deck and that's a part of this process. So there wouldn't be any anxiety or any motivation for any lady that I'm with to jump out there like that. Like, wait, what we doing? Where you going? But I don't want no ring. What is that? What's up? You know, that my thing would be like, what's up? Because you can't make me ready by any gesture. And I'm a Leo too. So y'all need to understand that you're not gonna push me into doing anything that I'm not intending to do. Meaning, if now let's say just me personally, if this relationship, maybe I wasn't, that marriage wasn't a thought or not, hypothetically. If I haven't proposed to you, that means I'm not ready to do that. So if you do that, I don't care if everybody's there. I'm just like I told you, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help your ass back up. It's gonna be, oh, you done slipped and fell. Let me, as a man, as a gender role, let me help you back up. You know, you gotta support your woman when her heels fail. You be the strength. When those heels pop, you be the heel. You step in and support your lady's gait. Shout out to Latasha. So, right? I'm gonna help your ass back up. This ain't gonna be a whole procedure. So you proposing to me, number one, you're undermining the process. And the boldness is almost ignorant in certain circumstances, because not only you're going against, especially if I made the intent and I let it be known. If I let it be known that my intent is to marry you, my intent is to, and it hasn't even been a time frame. I didn't exceed my deadline. I didn't exceed nothing. It's just you just felt like you anxious and you about ready to get it popping, and you saying, well, forget the deadline. I'm with it now. Best of luck. Best of luck. Y'all can look up my chart if you want to know more. I'm not having that.
I believe that if a man
Respectfully.
has not proposed to you yet,
He doesn't want to be with you.
he don't want you.
Yeah,
He don't want you.
You know what? This is like structure.
Yeah, that's just what Danielle said too.
In the role of being,
Good job.
please choose me, as opposed to keeping it an equal playing ground where
Where anybody
maybe she
can do
feels like she can do that. Maybe he feels like we know where it comes from. We know where it stems from, that, oh my God, the woman's supposed to be rescued. She's supposed to be conquered. She's supposed to be taken. And it's just like, it's really antiquated. It's not the reality for most people. And it's not fair. It's not fair that the woman should always have to be waiting around looking at her clock for when this guy is just gonna magically like sweep her off her feet.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not
That's a
reality.
valid point. Tracy, then Aisha.
Okay, so
And I want to say this too, for anyone with a feminist mentality, I think just even the word feminist, when people say that they're a feminist, I often ask, like, what does that mean to you personally? Because I think that it's gotten so washed and so convoluted that sometimes the fight isn't in the right context, or the fight isn't in the right direction. If the motivation for proposing to a man is to be dominant, or to be in a power position, or to resist patriarchy somehow, I think there's, respectfully, I think there's other lanes and other more important parts of that particular fight than that. I don't know if that's really even a thing that you would want to do. And I would argue that if you're sitting around waiting, you might be with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? And I love, there's a sister on here who had an excellent point. There's a sister on here with an excellent point. I want to get to her. So let me know how you guys feel in the comments. She should be coming up. She's always on point, by the way. I'll show you her in a minute. I'll point to her when she come up.
Going on, I think that's true. Like, I think women are in our society is patriarchal. I know people feel some kind of way when you say patriarchy, but it is patriarchal. So there's a power differential, especially when it comes to intimate dating and relationship markets and heterosexual relationships. Okay.
And we're talking, yeah.
Okay, so let's be specific about that, because there's all kinds of ways people express their sexuality and form relationships. So I think that it does put women in a position of waiting, especially if they want to get married and then have children, or do some other thing after they get married. Women are put in kind of this sometimes almost untenable position of waiting to be chosen. And then it's always, if the woman is not chosen by a certain sell-by date, then she's seen as let's be very real about how people present women. She's seen as damaged goods. Now, I'm going to say this: I would never have proposed to my husband.
Why?
Because
It's not what you want to do.
It's not what I want to do, and actually, I'm not really into gender roles. I try to get far away from that. However, I recognize that growing up in a patriarchal society, we are very conditioned to certain dynamics and relationships that are actually related to power. And I think that when a man in a patriarchal society proposes to the woman, it does say that he is.
And I think here's another thing too. I think a lot of times the power word comes into play. And I would argue that a woman is powerful. A man is powerful in different ways. Now, a woman, number one, with the right man, has access to power and What's more is that she doesn't have to use all of hers. Are we clear on that? So a woman's powerful on her own, of course, right? But from what I'm hearing from a lot of women, they don't want to have to be on 30,000 or have to be Wonder Woman 24 hours a day. That's not, a woman ain't even built for that kind of exertion. So being with the right person, the right man, number one, lets you put your, not exert as much power. And number two, have access to it, have a connection to it. If you're a woman and your man is powerful, you have access to power that works on your behalf. You want power to be able to push the rock up the hill yourself, or you want the remote control to do it. You want the bulldozer to do it. You want access to the power to work in your favor, or do you want to exert it 24 hours a day? That's just my take on it. Let's continue.
Actually ready to step up and make a commitment. And that's one of the concessions I make to patriarchy. So I said I wouldn't propose to my husband because I need to know that he's gonna say he's gonna commit to me. Right. It's not
that's very interesting.
You know what I mean? So and I think that you could maybe, and I understand, I like what Donovan said about, you can't really say what's going on in two people's relationships. However, I think you would have to be with a man who has a very, very decolonized, progressive mind for the power dynamic to work out well down the
So there's two things. Yes, I consider myself a feminist, but I also graduated from the Whitley Gilbert School of Charm. So
all right. I rock with this sister here. So I'm gonna I want you to pay attention to what she says and let me know in the comments how you feel about it.
I would never do that. But here's my thing. Here's my major issue with feminism. I think it only touts one form of power, and it says that to be powerful you have to do what men do, when the fact is women have incredible power. And so we'll look at the relationship as masculine and feminine energy, because we know that we have same-sex relationships where somebody assumes the masculine role, somebody assumes the feminine role. The masculine energy advances the relationship. He's the one that I'm going to say he's the one that approaches you, he's the one that asks for your number, he's the one that asks you out on a date. At every point, the woman can say yes or no. Right. That's where the power is. Exactly. The power is in you making that choice. So if he hasn't proposed to you and you leave, you took your power and you left. Bye. That's the power. It doesn't rob you of power to wait. I'm empowered with the fact that this is not for me and I'm going to move on and find someone else. That's how I define it.
Great point. Did that for you. Like, I think feminism.
I rock with that hard. I when I saw that, I was like, man, that's an excellent point, because power for power's sake doesn't mean that we have to become the other person, but to exercise our natural power of advancing the relationship, or of the choice to be in it or not, and that power of choice and that choosing. That's something that I always hone in on when it comes to, dating and relationships, the art of choosing, the time frame of choosing, the clarity of mind when choosing, the ability to choose, to leave when something is not fitting of your own standards. This is all important stuff. And she killed that. I ain't got nothing else to say to that.
And did that
we'll do one more
for you to choose where you feel powerful, for you to choose how to express your innate power. I think a lot of women, going back to socialization, media, we're made to feel like we don't have any power, especially in the male-female relationship.
Yeah. So because there's one point, because if you look at a lot of magazines today, L17 on the covers, how to keep a man, how to get a man, do this for you. Because if you go to different countries, women have 8 boyfriends. It's not new.
They got a man for the ride, a man for dinner, a man for my hair.
You don't believe we're supposed
virtuous. And I mean,
What do you mean by virtuous?
well, I mean, I'm a Christian,
Okay.
so part of me, part of my beliefs in the way I conduct my life is because I abide by
Certain
my Christian boundaries. So like, ultimately, I mean,
What you don't mean something virtuous?
yeah, I feel like we're supposed to be. I feel like we're supposed to be as virtuous as possible.
So what about virtuous?
Not everybody.
Pure. I feel like it's
Not at
pure.
all.
Wait.
No
What is
one's pure.
Wait.
We can all,
What do you mean by virtuous?
You know what
Well,
I mean?
more so purity. I feel like we're supposed
Like
to
not
be,
having sex and.
not having. No. I don't think we're supposed to be having sex, which is why I recently celibacy. I don't believe that we're supposed to be having sex, but if we do have sex, I believe that it's supposed to be limited. Like you're not supposed to have all these different partners. I don't. It's already bad enough having premarital sex, but like I just feel
For men and women or just women?
to have multiple for women because
For women only. For women only.
Hold on.
But these are.
All right, I think she done went off the rails, but shout out to Aisha and everybody else on that panel, man. Great conversation. It went somewhere else, but just based on the dynamic, I wanted to be able to address it, kind of, put it out there for discussion. And I definitely want to see some of the comments before we get out of here. Thank you guys for pulling up, and let me know in the comments too if you like the format, because I plan to do some of these, do a little bit of watch partyism, because I have an extensive just set of playlists of just different things that I find notable, that I find to be important discussion points, or just some things that I've seen on the internet that I want you guys' opinion, want you guys to be able to chime in on, and for us to be able to view together and kind of bounce ideas back and forth. Because again, having the discussion in a safe place, having the discussion amongst people who are awakened and have self-awareness and who want who know what they want for themselves, it's always a great thing. And because some of this, I be commentating to myself when I watch some of these things by myself. So I feel like I want to share it with y'all, in times to come. So let me know if you like this format. You want to have little watch party discussion type vibe. But shout out to everybody in the room once again. Dawn, Wilmer, Erica, Danielle's in the building. She said, I ain't asking a damn thing when it comes to marriage. I hear you. No beta males for me, Erica says. I feel you. That makes sense. Personally, Danielle says, personally, you can't wait or can't want or ask for a man that leads, and then you step in and take the lead for yourself. Shout out to you, Latasha as well. Nancy, what's up? What's up? Yeah, exactly. And that's you going against. That's you going against your own wishes. I saw the word cookie in the comments. I'm gonna act like, should I scroll up and interrupt myself and see? Oh, all right. Nancy said, but you can explore, can keep the cookie and be virtuous. All right. Damn. So I don't hear that word cookie often. That's why. But so yeah. So exactly. So in a situation where and I always make this point too. If you have specific standards, if you have an idea of who you want, what you want, how you construct this particular person, what virtues that they have to have, what characteristics they have to have, what vision, what communication, all this stuff. And the fact that you want somebody who's a leader, but you undermine at the first chance you get any potential leadership, or due to fear to not being able to coexist with a real leader, you choose somebody who's incapable of leading, which would mean that they take a passive role and allow you to propose to them. It's all interconnected. And again, I always look for the fear and imbalance in the process. Fear and imbalance, right? So yeah, that's just, you know. But yeah, we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue with this format. And we man, y'all like it. I'm gonna bring it then because I feel like it makes a lot of sense. And you know, it's helpful for us to just be in that zone of just expansive thinking and all coming together with the right energy. You know what I mean? So again, before I go, thank you guys for coming. Make sure that you guys like the broadcast. Make sure you share the broadcast, and you know, subscribe. Make sure that you know, you guys are hitting that bell so you know when I'm going live. Because sometimes on weekends when I do interviews, I have to push the slot up a little bit. So had a great interview this weekend with Toya and everything. So yeah, check the catalog, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all be blessed.